Welcome back. This is Ben Discipline with Lesson 5. This one is all about debriefing and feedback. Debriefing is when you sit down with your sub after a scene, and not immediately after, maybe a couple hours to a day when she's no longer in subspace, when you're not in dom space, when you've had a good rest and you can review what has happened in the scene. Now, it's very important that you go through what has happened with her for two reasons. One, she may not even remember everything that's happened. So you going through it step by step, here's what's happened, getting her feedback. And I'm not talking about like, was I a good Dom or not, but more, how was it from her experience? Did she feel safe? Was she uncomfortable without your intention? Meaning, like, was she kneeling for too long? You didn't realize it and it cut off the circulation. Or was there some externality that you were not aware of? These things will allow you to hone your scenes so that they're more effective and better. And it will also give her a level of comfort and understanding that you really care about what you're doing. And that will allow her to deepen her not only respect, but her trust in your providing a safe and secure scene. And that will let her let go more. And that's ideally what you're looking for. So that's called debriefing, and it actually ties very well into the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is feedback. So inside of a scene, there's really two major types of feedback. There's the one where she openly gives you feedback, meaning yellow or red, and those ones break protocol. But there's other types of feedback that she's able to give you, which you can bring into the scene, which is like, she can lift her hand and she can ask a question or make a statement. Those type of feedback, that's active feedback. And then there's non-active, meaning like it's just part of the scene. So she's screaming or yelling or crying or moving her bum around. Those are other types of feedback. And it's important that you learn to understand what those different feedbacks mean that are nonverbal. So maybe she's crying, but it's like a really good cry, not a bad cry. Or maybe she's crying and it's because it's an emotional cry or whatever. You don't necessarily know 100%, and the debriefing and the other forms of feedback allow you to find out what was going on during that time frame. So this is as much for you to become better at your skills as it is for her to let you know what was going on. And it's important that you do your debriefing in an environment that is power neutral, meaning that she's not in a collar on the floor while you're talking about it. You want to be sitting at a table, allow her to know that it's safe for her to tell you about what happened and how she feels about what happened. And it's not for her to tell you what to do, but more for you to both come to a better understanding of what's occurred so that you can take that with you into the next scene and get better and better. So I encourage you to learn about everything that's happened in each of your scenes. And eventually, over time, you're not going to have to do debriefing as a formality. It'll become more a natural thing. Like, you'll be just talking with your sub outside of a scene and going, she may be feeling free enough to just let you know, oh, that was really great, or when I was kneeling, this is what happened. So at first, it'll be very kind of almost contractual or static. It won't feel natural, but over time, if you do it regularly enough, any new things that pop up in any scenes will just come out in common conversation. But it's important that when you first start, especially with a new sub, that you really make an effort to take that time and to sit down and create an open and safe space for her to communicate to you what's occurred in the previous scene. Over time, you'll just know that what you're doing is okay, and she will feel more comfortable to just come to you with any feedback that she needs to do. So that's all I have in this lesson, and I look forward to talking to you in the next. Be safe.